I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good evening and welcome to Camnet TV Main News. The headlines. Commuters complain over high bus fares. Honeybee Pharmacy Limited sues the government demanding 17.9 million United States dollars. PF accuses the government of political persecution in the arrest of CHILUFYA TAYALI. And in international news, fuel shortages persist in Kenya. And in sports, Eastern Province holds successful under-16 trials. Join me with the details after this commercial.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
And now the main news in detail. Bus and taxi drivers in Lusaka Central Business District have challenged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to provide alternative parking spaces for them before removing them from the streets. In separate interviews with Camnet News, the bus drivers say their decision to park outside Legal Bus Station is due to the lack of parking spaces, adding that they pay bus levies of 45 kwacha per day. On Monday, 4th April 2022, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, working with the Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, warned perpetrators of their consequences such as suspension of road service licenses.
Lusaka City, despite being the capital of Zambia, has often been cited as one of the most unsanitary places in Zambia, owing to the high number of street vendors and the indiscriminate parking of buses. Police in Lusaka Central Business District have been fighting running battles with bus and taxi drivers who park on roads, as they allege that bus stations are filled to capacity. This vice has, however, been cited as one of the major contributors to traffic jams in the CBD, as some two-lane roads have been turned into one-way lanes due to this. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, working with the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA and the Zambia Police, on Monday issued a strong warning to perpetrators. Among the possible consequences, as warned by the authorities, is the possible suspension of road service licenses. Bus drivers in Lusaka CBD have, however, challenged the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to provide alternative parking spaces for them.
So if they can find a certain place again, for example, like Pakamala Flyover Bridge, there's this space where they are selling salaula. If they can make it to be a better station, they put council just like there. I think some buses may go there and they can make a good station whereby the operation can be better. But like now, we are at limbo. The situation isn't okay.
We pay levy council levies. We always pay 45 kwacha mkatu. My levy we pay 45 kwacha. If a bus pays 45 kwacha levy fee, mukati mkanso. Once you load, often go repeat your daram, and you are given a receipt. My sifu na kulipira branch. Unless kapena wakambeba mu road kuja kuchite kuja ku stand, but not these buses that are going inside Lima Tower. These buses are going inside Lima Tower, and there's no space where you can park these buses. Where does he want us to park the buses from? He directs us to a place where we park the buses to.
You think I'm very bueno. Kai kanzo tilipira again at no kai space mukati mulibe. That's why mahalati mwana basi ya chokai. That's mahalati so ipane ya chokai paza inanginge na yendo ngala pane ya chokira ibasi.
The Zambia Police have, however, been instructed to ensure that the roads are kept clear and that no bus or taxi be allowed to park on the roads. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Commuters in Lusaka have described the upward adjustment of bus fares as unbearable, adding that some have resorted to walking due to the same. In interviews with Camnet News, they have also challenged the United Party for National Development Administration to explain how it intends to lower the cost of living amidst high transportation costs. The Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, on Monday, 4th April 2022, released newly adjusted bus fares, which has seen varying upward adjustments for both local and intercity routes across the country.
Public transport plays a key role in developing countries like Zambia, as majority of citizens use this mode of transport to go to school, work, or conduct other activities. The monthly adjustments of fuel in Zambia have however not sat well with some citizens, who say most of the adjustments have been upward, leading to an increment in bus fares. The recent fuel hike on 31st March 2022 has resulted in an upward adjustment of bus fares, as announced by the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA on Monday. Various routes have seen varying adjustments, with bus fares for intercity in Lusaka being hiked by 15%. In interviews with Camnet News, some commuters in Lusaka say this has caused some of them to abandon public transport and resort to walking. Others have challenged government to explain how it will lower the cost of living amidst fluctuating fuel prices.
Taidi win area kusta increase every month fuel bafuide barunda, every month fuel kurunda, every month fuel barunda. Manje ama citizenship kwati fine tu apala abantu bonza banomba nishitwala ikarashani. Nangu bakula kwanisha shani kulipira 17 kwacha ukufuma kuchala lo kusafika mtown kuno kumunyaule ukufuma kumunyaule ukuisa mno mtown ni 17 kwacha nomba abantu bakula kwanisha limbi umuntu afula 500 so akakwanisha shani month yonso kwebati akalipira ide mpia teta kwanisha so na ifo tulelira ko kubuteko kwebati batubosheko mtengo wafyu
06 nifunika sta report ai mwambera but kuti nchoka kweni chokera kuchawama fika huko Pesikati ndrama ya kwela yo kweleza. Nenda na mendo, mayona. Nenda na mendo manje futi. Mulodi umubantu. Majanki na hivi alidiba mulodi. Mwambele. Alidiba but mabasi chima kwela. Ngati ali cheap because tezo pira 5 kwacha. Manje hapa barunda. Sini kwela pona basi.
Vantu bakari kulipila yamene aja ma odd prices, especially from common to town. Vantu kubauza kuti fuel banafakila and then bafunika kulipila ndalama zokwana bavuta bakamba kuti stiza kwanisa manje naise kaili tifuna ni kusevenza so muntu akapempa oloni 8 kwacha oloni 7 kwacha just because tifuna ndalama tibatenga so chabe.
Meanwhile, in a phone interview, a commuter rights advocate, Mr. Liswaniso Manalushi, says local authorities should consider erecting bus stations using levy revenues and provide cheaper transport options to cushion the effect of the hikes on commuters.
Consultation. Not all stakeholders were consulted. Only the government through the Road Transport and Safety Agency and the bus and taxi operators. They just had a meeting between the two of them. We wish there were representation from we have an association for commuters in Zambia, the Commuter Rights Association of Zambia, which among others has a mandate to have a say in the issues of affecting commuters. So when the government and the bus operators have a meeting without input from the representatives of commuters, we don't know who's representing our rights, our interests in that meeting, because in all things being fair, the commuters' input was supposed to be there.
The commuters have called on government to quickly find a long-lasting solution to the high cost of transport across the country. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Teaching Service Commission has directed that all teacher recruitment applications must be delivered to the nearest postal service in their respected localities. Addressing the media Tuesday, Commission Chairperson Daphne Chimuka warned that any applicants who will decide to take their application letters to their relative working in any government institution, regardless of their status in society, will not be considered for employment. Meanwhile, the Examination Council of Zambia Director Michael Chilala says it has slashed the verification of results fee from 100 kwacha per copy to 10 kwacha for all the copies, and that all payments must be made through mobile money.
According to records at the Teaching Council of Zambia, over 60,000 teachers have so far been licensed and are capable of being employed in the public service. With government advertising for the recruitment of 30,000 teachers at once, more teachers are expected to visit the Teaching Council of Zambia to get their license, an indication that there are more than 60,000 teachers not yet employed in Zambia. The Teaching Service Commission has since warned that all applications must be delivered to the nearest postal service across the country, and that any person who will decide to take a physical application letter to a relative working in the government, regardless of their status in society, will not be employed. Commission Chairperson Daphne Chimuka also says those who will not follow the correct application process also risk being disqualified.
Everyone must post the application through Zampost. Applicants not captured on the Zampost database will not be considered. After posting through Zampost, applicants will receive an SMS notification, and they will also be able to track their application.
And Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary Administration Noriana Muneko says government will ensure that it puts on the payroll all teachers in the country who were transparently recruited but have never been put on the payroll.
We are beginning, I think, is it from today or tomorrow? From today, we've pulled out all your files. And this was part of the exercise, like the chairperson has said, which was done a month ago in Chilanga. And we have identified all the teachers that were on payroll but were not receiving a salary. We have created room for them, and each and every one of those teachers are going to be put on payroll.
While many teachers want to be recruited in rural areas but later migrate to urban areas, government has warned that such will not be allowed and says all teachers should ensure that they apply in areas they are willing to stay.
Applicants are advised to apply to those locations where they will stay. They shouldn't think they should apply and want to be transferred. We don't want to deprive people. In those locations, those positions are reserved for those locations and schools.
And the Examination Council of Zambia says it has reduced the verification of results fee from 100 kwacha per copy to 10 kwacha for all the copies, considering that most teachers have not been employed.
The Examination Council of Zambia Board approved the reduction of the verification fee from the normal 100 kwacha for individual verifications to 10 kwacha. And it is 100 kwacha per copy normally, but we are charging 10 kwacha per person, per applicant.
I want to distinguish between verification and certification. Verification is done by the issuing institution because they are the owners of that particular application, rather than certification, which is done maybe by commissioners for oaths. So we want verified credentials.
Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Leader of the opposition in Parliament, Brian Munduwile, has described the arrest of Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI as an oppression and infringement of freedom of expression. Mr. Munduwile, who spoke at Ibex Hill Police Station in Lusaka Tuesday, says Mr. TAYALI did not commit any offense by complaining about how bad things are in the economy. Mr. Munduwile says the UPND administration promised to govern based on the Constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech. And Kabushi Member of Parliament, Bowman Musambo, says government should not focus on their energy on arresting its critics, but improving the living standards of the Zambian people.
Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI, also known as the public lawyer, if not lucky, will soon have to hire a court lawyer to represent him. Monday, 4th March 2022, Mr. TAYALI is accused of having come in conflict with the law during his address of the media in Lusaka, an offense that was worth securing himself a night in custody at Ibex Hill Police Station in Lusaka.
From my point of view, has been a disaster in trying to change the economy. And why do I say he has been a disaster? Because he has made things worse than he found them.
Some opposition political party members, among them a man Mr. TAYALI has criticized for failing to take responsibility of 4 children he is accused of having fathered, known as the bulldozer, who is also Kabushi Member of Parliament Bowman Lusambo, was the first to visit Ibex Hill Police Station, where Mr. TAYALI is being detained, to offer his solidarity. Mr. Lusambo, who spoke at the police station, says government should focus on improving the Zambian economy and not arresting people who criticize the government.
Is not yet charged, and they are keeping him here. And this is against their president's instructions. If you recall very well, President Hakainde Hichilema gave instruction to the police that you should not arrest before investigating and before finding a case for that particular suspect. Sort out the challenges of many Zambians which are going through it right now. There are a lot of challenges in our country: high prices of fuel, high prices of commodities.
And leader of the opposition in Parliament, Brian Mondobile, who visited Ibex Hill Police Station, says he could not be allowed to see Mr. TAYALI because officers at the police station have been instructed not to allow any visitors to see Mr. TAYALI.
We had a chance to see the officer in charge, who mentioned to us that he's under very strict instructions that no one should see CHILUFYA TAYALI. We therefore were unable to see him because we're not given access. We want to say this to the Zambian people, that what is happening now is a very sad development in our democratic dispensation.
Mr. Mundubile, however, says the arrest of the EEP leader is an oppression and goes against the promise the new administration made to the people of Zambia that no individual will be arrested for criticizing the government.
And governing this country using the rule of law and constitutionalism entails that citizens should be free to associate. Citizens should be free to express themselves. If Zambians are going through hardships as they are now, and one CHILUFYA TAYALI takes it upon himself to complain and indeed express himself on these hardships, he does not commit an offense, because what he's saying is just true. What he's saying is speaking for the millions of people out there.
Prudence Jota reporting for Camnet TV News.
Meanwhile, police have refuted accusations that Economic and Equity Party leader CHILUFYA TAYALI has been arrested for addressing the media Monday. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga instead says Mr. TAYALI has been warned and cautioned for the offense of inciting to mutiny contrary to the laws of Zambia. Mr. Hamonga says it is alleged that Mr. TAYALI between March 2022 and 2nd April 2022 in Lusaka, using social media, did seduce persons serving in the Defense Force and Zambia Police Service from their duty of allegiance to the Republican President. It is further alleged that Mr. TAYALI on 2nd April at around 20-22 hours, while in Lusaka without lawful excuse, did receive an official classified Zambia Army message in contravention of the State Security Act, and later circulated the document on social media using his Facebook page account. Mr. Hamonga says the accused is detained in police custody.
Police have recorded a warn and caution statement from CHILUFYA TAYALI, age 47, of house number 38 in Ngwezi Road in Roma Township in Lusaka for the offenses of inciting to mutiny contrary to Section 48, subsection A of the Penal Code, and communication of certain information contrary to Section 4, subsection 3 of the State Security Act, Chapter 111 of the Laws of Zambia. Brief facts of the matter are that it is alleged that Mr. TAYALI between March 2022 and 2nd April 2022 in the Lusaka district of the Lusaka province of the Republic of Zambia using social media did seduce persons serving in the Defense Force and Zambia Police Service from their duty of allegiance to the Republican president. It is further alleged that Mr. Tayali, on the 2nd day of April 2022 at 19:59 hours in the Lusaka district of the Lusaka province of the Republic of Zambia, without lawful excuse, did receive an official classified Zambia Army message in contravention of the State Security Act and later circulated the document on social media using his Facebook page account. The accused is detained in police custody.
In other news, new Congress Party leader Peter Chanda has reported Msamba Chama, a Zambian based in the United Kingdom, for implicating former President Edgar Lungu of plotting the assassination of President Hakainde Hichilema. On her Facebook post, Ms. Chama claims she received intelligence information from the opposition Patriotic Front, which she gave to President Hakainde Hichilema on alleged ploys to dislodge the United Party for National Development government. And Mr. Chanda says he has reported Ms. Chama to the police through the Department of Interpol to investigate the matter so that Ms. Msamba can justify her claims. He says the matter must be taken seriously because it borders on state security.
South Africa every day. First, they were plotting to poison the president. No, but bali pidama soldiers, but abashiri happy, baka pange coup. So don't take Edgar's threats lightly. Don't take it lightly.
She further alleged that they planned to poison President Hakainde Hichilema. They failed because she worked on that and they thwarted that. She further alleged that now they are planning to assassinate President Hakainde Hichilema. And I feel such allegations are very grave, in that they are hinging on the security of the nation, the peace and stability of the country. At the same time, they are endangering the life of the sitting president, who will not have that comfort of working together with the defense forces in harmony. Now, when a person raises up to make such allegations, I think we cannot sit back and watch. It is for this reason that I want to reaffirm my commitment, just like I did before. I stand to defend the people of Zambia, and I stand to defend the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia. So I've lodged a complaint with the Zambia Police, which is the Interpol department, who will be able to look into this issue because this matter borders on cyber crime.
HONEYBEE Pharmacy Limited, accused of supplying substandard drugs, has sued the Zambian government before the Lusaka High Court, demanding more than 17.9 million United States dollars as monies owed to it for supplying 5,000 medical kits. In this case, HONEYBEE Pharmacy has cited the Attorney General as the respondent and further claiming exemplary and aggravated damages. According to a statement of claims filed before the courts, the pharmacy claims that between August 2019 and December 2020, it supplied 5,000 medical kits out of the 22,500 kits that the government requested. The pharmacy also claims all kits before subjected to examination, inspection and verification and a certificate of acceptance of the goods, and that various invoices and delivery notes to the tune of 3,990,700 United States dollars were issued. The plaintiff has further stated that there was an express term of the contract that payments shall be made promptly and expeditiously, not exceeding 60 days from the date of supply. HONEYBEE now claims over 7.9 million United States dollars for a contract number MOHSP 03219-02 and any other relief the court might seem fit. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has discontinued a court proceeding against former Konkola Copper Mines Provision liquidator Milingo Lungu, who was accused of theft involving 4.4 million kwacha. The state informed Lusaka Magistrate Felix Kaoma when the case came up for trial Tuesday morning that the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, decided to enter a nolle prosequi. Mr. Milingo, 43, a lawyer, was charged with 1 count of theft and 1 count of money laundering contrary to Section 7 of the Prohibition and Prevention of Money Laundering Act 14 of 2001 as amended by Act No. 44 of 2010 of the laws of Zambia. The state had accused him of stealing 4.4 million kwacha between 22nd May 2019 and 28 September 2021, the property of Konkola Copper Mine PLC. A Lusaka businessman, Walia Kalandanya, has refuted claims advanced before the Lusaka High Court by the opposition Patriotic Front that all the campaign songs Kalandanya Music Promotion recorded for the political party were done at his own volition. This is in a case in which Mr. Walia Kalandanya, who is trading as Kalandanya Music Promotion, has sued the PF party in the High Court demanding 13.5 million kwacha owed to him for the campaign songs which were produced by the remote choir prior to the 2021 August general elections. He has cited PF Acting Secretary General Nixon Chilangwa, and he is further demanding damages for breach of contract which was signed between the political party and his record label Kalandanya Music Promotion. In his reply to the defense filed before the party, Mr. Kalandanya has maintained his claims that the party, through its national chairman, got into a business deal with him and signed a contract of 13.5 million kwacha. He says it is not reasonable to assume that all the work that the music production did for the party was done on charitable or ex gratia basis, as the plaintiff was engaged as a commercial agent to advance the defendant's political aspiration, which failed to materialize in the general elections. Mr. Kalandanya has since submitted that the amount agreed between the parties is not of the court's concern, as the only important consideration is that the parties agreed to work together for the contractual sums, and it is therefore essential that the political party meets its obligation. You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We take our first set of commercials. We'll be back with more after this.
Savenda. Save nations, develop Africa. Connecting African countries to each other and connecting the African continent to the world. This logistics and global supply chain management group offers end-to-end solutions across all sectors of the economy: agriculture, energy, telecommunications, finance, construction, transportation, and insurance. And now, its initiatives are greener than ever, operating in line with government guidelines and working to provide energy security for Zambia and beyond. 25 companies united under one group and one vision. Savenda. Trade and logistics made easy.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry. There's so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with the rest of the main news. Some street vendors at Kafua roundabout in the Central Business District have vowed to continue business as usual despite concerns of obstructing traffic. They have told Camnet News that the vending is their only source of income. They have since reminded the government to find alternative trading places.
Almost every research that has been carried out suggests that street vending should be legalized and factored into the developmental agenda. Street vendors do not have enough money to afford licenses and own shops in order to have the right to trade. In the Central Business District of Lusaka, the traders have mounted illegal structures to trade from. Camnet TV took time to interview the street vendors that are found at Kafua roundabout, who revealed that despite constructing the illegal structures, most road users are at risk of experiencing road traffic accidents.
Find a place where it's a good place that I can put the bins. I'm just here, I came in just to raise school fees. So it is dangerous, yes. We've seen accidents happening, but it's a risk people are willing to take day by day.
The street vendors have since defended the construction of illegal structures to not having a permanent place to trade from.
In the street, very fast in the street. I think we are surviving. And the issue of traffic, as we are seeing us trading in the streets, because we don't have employment or we don't have where to go to survive. So this is the only means of survive. So I think the government just have to think on the plight of us street vendors.
They have since called on the government to relocate them to a permanent place.
Opportunities should be there, but most of all, there should be access to education. Because most of us are here because we have nothing else to do. We aren't educated in some other way that we can provide this from happening. So if we are given access to education, then we might know the risks we are taking.
The official unemployment rate in Zambia is at 11.4%. Statistics show that 80% of all employed people are in the informal sector and street vendors occupy about 70%. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Lusaka City Mayor Chilufya has expressed commitment to revive the Keep Zambia Clean and Healthy campaign. Mr. Chilufya, who spoke in Lusaka Tuesday at the City Council's second ordinary meeting, says the local authority is determined to restore sanity in the capital city.
During the Lusaka City Council second ordinary council held at Lusaka Civic Center Tuesday, April 5, 2022, the Honorable Councillors unpacked a number of issues affecting the capital city, ranging from infrastructure, education, and public health issues. Prominently, the city mayor, Chilufya, has noted with concern the relaxity among civic leaders in spearheading the Keep Lusaka Clean campaign. She has noted that it is impossible to address the date in the capital if the citizens lack inspiration from their leaders.
Let's not dance to political music. I think when we come here, we are civic leaders looking at a broader Lusaka, isn't it? Amen. Yeah, we can't just say, oh no, because they would support them voted. No, that's not it. What about the others that voted? The others want to park the vehicles. So we need to be tough, civic leaders. We need to be tough, because before we know it, we will reach the end of our term and we'll have done nothing. Together. The minister said yesterday that Cairo Road and Chachacha Road are not trading areas. Councillor Madienku. The trading areas roads are Freedom Way and Lumumba Road.
Among other issues raised in this August House is the public health concerns, to which the civic leaders say there is need for regular inspections by the local authority.
We've understood, just as he has said, we've just taken notes actually here where we are, because it's very important that the Director of Health is here with his chairperson. We need to get in touch with Ministry of Health. We need to work together. There are so many mosquitoes, and if you've been listening to the news, malaria has increased now in the city, which is very dangerous. Malaria kills faster than COVID. So I don't think we want to go back to that route of malaria. So please, Councillor, it's been taken note. It's not only your word, it's a lot of words Actually, the whole city, we have mosquitoes now. There's an outbreak of mosquitoes.
The mayor has since stressed that the local authority is determined in ensuring that sanity is restored in the capital city, and the councillors have a crucial role in this exercise. Alex Shumba, Camnet News, in Lusaka.
A youth of Kalingalinga Ward 36 has held the ongoing application of the skills bursary under the Constituency Development Fund, saying it will go a long way in empowering young people. Thousands of application forms have been reviewed by the Councillor's Office to be submitted to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Constant Mukangwa, an applicant, has called on the youth to take advantage of the opportunity and benefit in the Constituency Development Fund through Skills Development Scheme.
Heaps of application forms by the youths of Lusaka's Kalingalinga Ward 36 has characterized the Ward Development Committee offices following the disbursement of the first quarter Constituency Development Fund. As guided in the CDF guidelines, the part of the CDF is to find the skills development schemes so as to facilitate the acquiring of skills by the young people. As one of the applicants, Kosten Mukangwa is optimistic that the initiative will help the youth in various localities.
In all universities, actually most of the universities have applied and they have been accepted, but the challenge, it is financial challenge that we are facing. So seeing that the government has also improved these things, they have advertised for a lot of youths to apply. So I've also taken advantage of it despite being left out. Recently I applied at the University of Zambia. I was accepted in the School of Medicine. Unfortunately, the student loan left me. I did appeal, they also left me. So I said I can't just sit like they have been sitting since 2018. I completed the school. So I thought to apply here and also try to get a bursary.
Meanwhile, Kalingalinga 36 Councillor Mukobesa Nyoni is impressed with the response from the young people in his ward, saying it shows they are ready to take part in the development agenda.
Okay, we've got applicants for skills training. These are trade schools mostly. So we've got Lusaka Trades, Lusaka Youth Resource Center, which is sitting in my ward, Kalingalinga. So we are quite fortunate as a ward because most of the applicants, because of the quality of the institution and the distance, so we've got quite a number of them stopping by some distance. I think let us have faith in the government, because I wouldn't believe if there's anyone who would claim that they haven't heard it. Sometimes it's just skepticism. Will this work? We are here to save you people.
The aim of the skill development bursary is to enhance human development and drive the entrepreneurship agenda at the local level. Alex Shimba, Camnet News, in Lusaka.
You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We take our second set of commercials. Coming next is international and sports news.
We welcome you to the wonderful world of Savenda Electronics.
At Savenda Electronics, we pride ourselves in manufacturing high-quality electricity and water meters.
Boasting of the first of its kind state-of-the-art manufacturing plant in Zambia, Savenda Electronics manufactures customized smart electricity and water meters of international standards for both the local and international water and electricity utility companies. Our highly computerized factory, run by qualified staff, makes, calibrates, and electronically tests the smart meters to ensure only those meeting customer specifications are delivered to the market. Some of the main features which come with our meters includes notifications about low units, tempering, low battery, and many more customized features. Savenda Electronics provides on and off-site after-sales service and has favorable contract terms for water and electricity utility companies. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. Getting into our international news. Kenyan motorists endured another day of major fuel shortages on Monday with hour-long queues and strict rationing at petrol stations as pumps across the country ran dry. The government blamed hoarding and panic buying for the snaking lines at bores such that worsened over the weekend, but oil dealers said they were owed outstanding subsidy payments from the state. Russian forces have continued to target Camnet in northeastern Ukraine, with more casualties reported overnight on Monday. 7 people were killed and 34 wounded, according to authorities. Here's a roundup of international news.
Drivers wait at petrol stations in Kisumu in western Kenya amid another day of major fuel shortages, with hours-long queues and strict rationing at petrol stations as pumps across the country ran dry. Black market operators, however, have reportedly been selling at skyrocketing prices as the shortage bites. I've carried a fuel tank of my bike because I cannot push my bike to this place because of the distance. When I carry a jerrycan, they don't sell to us, saying we're going to sell the fuel. So I've decided to remove the tank and work with it. And if I don't get fuel, I won't return home because my children won't have anything for food. And they won't let me leave home without giving them food.
We have people in wanalipa loan.
As border riders, some are repaying loans, some are feeding families from this job. This business of ours, if I tell you that we have been here for 3 days, it means that there's nothing we have to take home. Even those driving cabs, they can't do it anymore. The government pays oil providers to subsidize costs at the pump for motorists, but these companies said they were waiting on 4 months of outstanding payment. The Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority said the government was working to settle all arrears owed to dealers.
Another day, another attack, and more deaths. A rocket hit this playground in Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, killing 2 people as they sat on a bench. All that remains is bloodstains on the ground and bread on the bench.
It was intentional to hit residential area to impact civilians. There are no military objects around here.
One resident recalls the moment the rocket hit.
I was sitting by the entrance, then I went upstairs, and then it hit. If I hadn't gone upstairs, I wouldn't be here right now. They hit on the other street. The shell hit one after the other.
A couple of 100 meters around the corner, they're cleaning up the damage of another impact. Now it's the familiar process of boarding up windows. 73-year-old Gregory Kulikov says he's had his Russian-made Lada for over 40 years. It survived everything, except the Russians.
I
heard the sound of the rocket, and then we heard another one, and I said, "Get down." I hit the ground, but my friend was a little slow and got wounded.
And there seems to be no method to the madness of what's being targeted. It's a residential area, but also there's damage to civilian infrastructure. And in this bus depot, every bus seems to have some sort of shrapnel damage.
A barrage of strikes hit a large area. a child's playground, multiple blocks of apartments and buses at their depot. It's a surprise more weren't killed or injured. Back at the playground, some are traumatized.
Два die! Man and woman! Die!
He says, why? What did they die for? Asad Beg, Al Jazeera, Kharkiv.
We now get into our sports news. Eastern Province has held its circuit of under-16 trials with former international turned apprentice coach William Jovu, Cosmas Kawaza and Matambo Lukanda leading the process. The trials were held at Gonda Barracks grounds, where Eastern Province chairperson Crispin Kamuna keeping an eye on the proceedings. Successful candidates will be part of the national trials that will be staged in Lusaka. The team is expected to participate in a UEFA organized tournament slated to be held in May 2022. Well, that sports item brings us to the end of Camnet TV main news, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. Commuters complain over high bus fares. HONEYBEE Pharmacy Limited sues the government demanding $17.9 million United States dollars. PF accuses the government of political persecution in the arrest of Chilufya Tayali. And in international news, fuel shortages persist in Kenya. And in sports, Eastern Province holds successful under-17 trials. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Psalms 40, verse 1 to 2, and it reads, I waited patiently for the Lord, and turned to me and heard my cry for help. He brought me up from a desolate pit, out of the muddy clay, and set my feet on a rock, making my steps secure. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Pleasant viewing.